Hi, I'm Samantha Heil, Executive Director of Book Fair at Bel Air, and I'd love to invite you to one of the biggest bookish events in the region. Join us on Saturday, August 8th, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at APG FCU Arena at Hartford Community College for a free, family-friendly event celebrating books, readers, and community. Book Fair at Bel Air features more than 110 authors and vendors, best-selling featured authors, kids' activities, face painting, story time, arts and crafts, photo ops, and plenty of fun for readers of all ages. Whether you're a lifelong reader, raising future bookworms, or just looking for a unique day out with the family, there's something for everyone at Book Fair at Bel Air. Learn more at www.bookfairatbelair.org or follow us on Instagram at Book Fair at Bel Air. We hope to see you there this August.
Coming to you from the Freedom Federal Credit Union Studios, Hartford County Living presents Conversations with Rich Bennett.
Slow pitch affairs.
It's probably the least sexy part of organizing. No. The truth is,
What happens when two people stop ignoring that quiet voice inside them and finally decide to create what they were meant to? Today's conversation's about more than a book and more than art. It's about timing, purpose, and what can happen when two completely different creative journeys collide in the most unexpected way. Jessica Dodge is an international best-selling author who built her career independently, following a path that led her from visual storytelling into the world of magical realism. Her debut novel, The Forgotten Witch, didn't just find readers, it built a global audience. But now, she's taken things in a completely different direction. And alongside her is Jenny Barroso. Did I do it right? Barroso?
Yes.
She's like, I don't know. Sounds good, Rich. Don't worry about it. A classically trained artist, but here's the twist. Painting wasn't always part of her life. After years in the corporate world, she felt a pull she couldn't explain, picked up a brush for the first time, and never looked back. Now these two women are collaborating on something you don't see every day. As Jessica writes her new novel, The Cursed Painting of Gabriel Moretti, Jenny is painting the story in real time, word by word, brushstroke by brushstroke. By the end, this won't just be a book. It won't just be a gallery. It will be one story told in two completely different ways. And maybe the real story here is what happens when you finally trust the creative path you were meant to follow all along. So how you ladies doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing good. Jessica, I want to start with you.
Yeah.
When did you realize that this project wasn't just another book, but something completely different?
So it actually started when I was editing, or not actually editing, but proofing my last book that I just released, The Messengers of Magic. Jenny was on my team of early readers. So we had gotten connected, and I had a problem with my formatter. My formatter had formatted the book and then went on vacation, and the book was jumbled. And so I had to hire a new formatter, and I needed a person, not me, because after reading your book so many times, you don't find things a lot because, you need separate eyes. So I asked the group if there was anybody that would be willing to read the book again and make sure everything was in the correct places, because there was places that were off. So Jenny volunteered, and she did an amazing job, helped me get the whole entire book straightened out. And then the book released, and we kept in contact. And I was, I had actually started The Cursed Painting before The Messengers of Magic. And for me, I feel like I channel write. So whatever story is flowing through me at the time, I'm a pantser, I'm not a plotter. So I go with the flow. So this Messengers of Magic came into play while I was writing The Cursed Painting, and I knew I had to stop writing and write this book. So I did. And then when I came back to The Cursed Painting, I think it was literally serendipity, because I think I was literally not supposed to write that book until I met Jenny. So I had about 24 chapters started when I picked it back up. And one morning I was like sitting outside having coffee and it just dawned on me. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I saw this picture that Jenny posted on her Instagram account. And I was like, it just like hit me in the chest that she needed to paint this painting from the book, because the painting that she had on Instagram reminded me so much of what I was seeing in my own head. And so I contacted her. I was like, I have an idea. And then she was like, yes. And it kind of spiraled from there, because we had actually only talked about doing this, the painting in the book. So the book is about an artist, who falls in love with a woman, and the painting, that he paints of her portrait, which is it ends up being a portrait of both of them, becomes cursed. So she was just going to paint that painting in the beginning, and then we ended up deciding that we wanted to do a whole gallery exposition on this, and like actually do all the scenes that inspired her from the book as well. So as I'm writing, I'm sending her my scenes, chapters, and she's looking at them and she's pulling inspiration from them and creating art from those chapters.
All right. So is this going to be like two separate books? So you have the novel and then the art to go along with it?
So it's going to be, we're going to probably publish the art inside of the book. So it won't be, I'm hoping that we're definitely going to do 2 editions. We'll do a normal edition, which will be black and white, and then we'll do a full color edition, so people can see the actual colored art, which will be amazing. But we kind of have to split it that way, because doing a colored print is very expensive. So we need to have it available for both options. But yes, so the book will have any of the paintings that correlate to scenes will be in the book in those scenes.
And how long have you been writing?
Since 2021.
So, oh, wow.
I'm new to it.
So only 5 years.
Yep.
All right. And Jenny, how long have you been painting?
For about 4 years.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, are you guys, both of you guys messing with me, or are you both being serious?
No.
A series.
Wow.
We were we were clearly meant to do this work, so we just found
definitely.
each other now.
Well, I've never heard of any other book like this.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty unique.
Usually when it comes to an artist, you hear them illustrating a children's book.
Mm-hmm.
And which is the question I have for you to hear, Jenny. Have you ever illustrated a children's book? Is this your first work of doing any type of art for any type of book?
Yep, it's my first time. I've never illustrated a children's book. I have had a couple conversations about maybe people interested in doing cover.
Right.
But that hasn't gotten anywhere. But this is the first time that I am going to get to do this. And that's why when we started the conversation with Jessica, and we're like, okay, it's this main painting about, that's going to be cursed. As I started reading, I was just getting so inspired, about the things that I was reading and about Italy in the 1600s and all this. And I was like, I want to paint more. I want to do more. So we started having this conversation about making more art, whatever I'm inspired with based on what I'm reading. It just feels like so alive. It's something that needs to come through. It needs to be done.
It's because when I talk to illustrators for children's books, they have to illustrate from when the author sends them the words, and then they got to figure out what they're doing. But with you, you're like painting scenes, and there's scenes in children's books, but are you painting just for like each chapter, or go ahead.
No plan. It's as I'm reading, it's whatever I feel that needs to come through. So I already have the first one started. It's in progress already. And I guess just writing was so rich in details.
Yeah.
And, I've always been a reader. Like, I love books. Like, I love immersing myself since I was a kid in books. So I can picture, the more details you get in a book, the more you can, I guess, experience the scene as if you're there yourself. And that's how Jessica writes. So
she makes it easy for you.
Yeah, I just see the whole thing.
That's amazing.
And so this specific one, it was just the scene of the road to the village. talked about this tree in which the painter Gabriel likes to sit under and sketch and paint, and I was like, this has to be so this the tree is I guess, the main character in this painting, and then the road to the village where everything is taking place, and I just had the vision of it, and then, I shared it with Jessica, we discussed it, and then it's in progress already. That's the first painting.
Yeah, it's
All right,
incredible
so
too.
how many paintings per chapter do you think?
I don't
Or do you, or you don't even know yet because you're just.
know. I don't know, and I feel like I had the feeling yesterday that I've already read I don't know, how many chapters are we in, Jessica?
I
Oh,
think 30?
yeah.
We're
I've
at to
read them
30,
all, but
30,
now I
yeah.
wanna go back. So I have the one that I started, and I have, like, 2 or 3 more that are already, like, bubbling, and I'm like, "Okay, this to
Mm-hmm.
be a thing." But now yesterday, I was thinking about this, I'm like, "I think I'm gonna go back and start over and reread the chapters." Not to change any of the ideas I have, but there's more. Honestly, this is, like, almost a supernatural thing. I know Jessica
I
It's,
agree. I agree.
it's like there's more, like something else wants to come out, and so I'm excited. I'm
yeah.
not even sure how many chapters this book is gonna have, but I know there's gonna be a lot more, to make.
Yeah.
So when are you hoping to finish? Let me rephrase this, because you're still in the process of writing the book, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. So when are you hoping to finish everything and have it published by?
So, I do a lot of I make sure that I set myself deadlines when I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing something like this. So, and I've tried to stick to them. So the first draft of the book should be done by June, and then it goes off to edits, and then the final, what's going to be published will be probably finished by September. So, and then we'll decide when we want to publish it, depending on how far Jenny has gotten with her paintings then, because I want this is as much of her project as it is of
Mm-hmm.
mine. So I want it to be I want her to feel like she doesn't have a time constraint. So
Right.
I'm okay for publishing whenever she finishes.
Now, are you self-published?
I am self-published and traditionally published. This
Okay.
book is going to be self-published because it is so unique and different. I really want to
Right.
be all hands-on with this book, and I want it to become exactly what I want it to be. And I know that most of the time, taking it to traditionally published world, you lose a lot of that ability to do it exactly how you want it. And I feel like this book really needs that because it's such a collaboration that it really needs to be done by us.
Here's a scary question. When the editors make any changes, will it affect the paintings at all? Or could it?
I don't think so, just because usually I'm pretty thorough with my first drafts when they go through. Like my first drafts are pretty tight. So there's not a lot of big changes that have to happen
Okay.
in terms of characters or big plot changes. Usually I have those all figured out before it goes off to the editor. It does go off for developmental editing and then goes to the copy line edits. But the developmental editing on this one, I think is going to be pretty small stuff. So I don't think it's going to affect anything with the paintings.
I'm just sitting here thinking of so many different, because before we started recording, we talking about marketing, how that's always hard for authors.
Yeah.
But what you guys have here is something unique.
Yeah.
And I'm just, in my back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, there are so many different ways that you guys can do this. All right. So because I'm thinking of these ways, I have to ask this. Have you guys ever met in person yet?
We haven't.
Yeah.
You haven't.
Not yet. We will be definitely meeting in person before the book comes out, and we already have a bunch of events lined up for next year that we'll be at. So big events like the New England Book Ball, and we actually got accepted to the Fable and Fantasy Romantasy event in Edinburgh, Scotland. So we'll be there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we're hoping to put lots more on the docket.
All right. So when you guys go to these events, and if they don't do this, maybe you're thinking of something else. Jenny, how big are the paintings? I know they got to fit in the book, but are you actually, because what you're putting in the book are prints.
Right.
So the actual paintings, how big are they?
I have different sizes. Like the biggest one is only going to be the main painting, which is the one
Right.
the book is based on. I don't think I've decided on a size yet, specific one. I have not started that one yet. Um, but Jessica and I had this conversation, and she was like, "Don't limit yourself on the size because the prints
Yeah.
just a picture, right? They're gonna get professionally photographed, and then we can just print them on whatever size are best." But I'm not myself, so I'm looking at it. It's 16 by 20, for example.
Okay.
First one I did is 16 by 20.
And the reason I ask is because, well, you go to an art gallery, all the art's different sizes. But what you guys have here, so you have events where you have the book readings, or people just come up to see your book and you pitch the book. But you can also do an art gallery and having the story right there. We know every picture tells a story, but when you have the actual freaking book right there telling the story, it's something, like I said, it's unique.
Yeah.
I don't know of anything else that has been done like this. Do you guys?
And no, and that's one of the things that we're really excited about with the launch is that the launch will not only be the book launch event, but it's going to be Jenny's gallery event too. So we will be launching the book and the paintings in a gallery at the same time. So that's going to be really unique and cool too, because, we can have her paintings on the wall and frame next to it the excerpts from the book that inspired the painting.
So I want to answer something that you're probably thinking.
Okay, go ahead.
We don't have the location for that yet, but it has to be something where I can drive to. So not necessarily in Florida, but definitely something where I can just load my car with all the paintings.
So not Scotland.
No,
not Scotland.
Probably a small original painting or two in my luggage, but not the big one.
Well, here's the other thing too, because with books you have audiobooks. But with an audiobook, of course, you're not going to be able to see the paintings. And so would you be doing a video how could that?
I don't know. That's a good question. So as of now, the audiobook, I have chose one of my narrators for the audiobook. So that's being we're going through voice, acting, or he's gonna nail down the Italian accents and all of that. I hadn't thought about the video, but that will probably depend because I think that's getting that will be picked up traditionally. So even though the book is going to be published independently, the audiobook will be picked up by my publisher.
Okay.
So
we were also thinking.
So that means that it depends on them.
Yeah, we were also thinking of an online gallery type of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if that's the case, definitely people that are purchasing the audiobook will have access to this online gallery so they can kind of hear the book and then experience the art.
Yeah.
I was going to say, are they going to be able to purchase the art as well?
Absolutely.
Man, you guys are sitting on a gold mine here.
Yes, we are.
Seriously. Seriously. Now, okay, and I want to get back to the book in a minute, but this has been bugging me, and I really have to ask you guys this, because both of you have only been doing this 5 years, right?
Yep.
Writing and painting. What were you both doing before this?
I worked in hospitality for years, for a very long time. I worked...
So hotels, restaurants?
Yeah, hotels. I worked for the Intercontinental Hotel in Miami, to be very specific. And then, my husband started his own business, and I was kind of helping. We have small children. Well, they're pre now, but so I was kind of helping him and then helping the kids, and always raising the kids, and always trying to figure out, what am I meant to do? What am I supposed to do? I don't want to go back to hotels. It was in that thing, trying to discover, I guess, my purpose and what I loved. And yeah, it was more kind of with my spiritual awakening as I was reading the book, and I just felt this call to paint Mary Magdalene. And I was and then in my mind, I was paint? I don't paint. But
oh, come on.
I just wanted to paint her. And mind you, I was a kid. I hated art as a kid because my mom was an artist. She worked more with sculpture and clay type of thing, but I'm like, "I'm not an artist." I used to be a dancer. I'm like, "But I can't do anything with my hands." And so I never played with that. I had acrylic paints because I had kids, so you play with the kids. And
Yeah.
and
Finger painting.
it was yeah, like that. But it was such a strong nudge, and I was like, "Okay, I don't know why, I just want to paint." And so I went to Hobby Lobby, I just bought a couple of things, and I got an image from Pinterest, of this Middle Eastern woman that I like, and I just painted it. I traced
And how long
I
ago
couldn't
was that?
draw. Huh?
How long ago was that?
This was 2022, about 4 years ago.
And that's the first thing you ever painted?
And so I had to trace it because I didn't know how to draw, so I traced it, and then I painted it with whatever I don't know, whatever I felt. So I made this be kind of like a spiritual experience, kind of like a meditation, let's say.
Yeah.
So I'll just squirt out the paints and whatever wants to be on this, it is. And so when I finished it, I was blown away. I was like, this is
I can see
really
why.
good. I'm like, so I knew that it wasn't only me doing the work. It couldn't have because I didn't have the skills or the technique to do this. And so that's when I decided I kind of want to become excellent at this. And so I enrolled myself in art school.
For those of you listening, and when you go, Jenny, first of all, tell everybody your website.
So it's jennybarroso.com.
When you look at the artwork on there, you're going to say the same thing that I just said. There ain't no way in hell you've only been painting that long. Your artwork is amazing.
She's
amazing.
incredible.
Unfortunately, I cannot read Jessica's books on her website, which is, and I hope I'm on the right site, theforgottenwitch.com, right?
Yes. Yep. That's
Okay.
the site.
All right. So Jessica, guys, wow, that's unbelievable. What were you doing before you decided that you wanted to write?
So I actually got a degree in motion pictures when I was younger. And I
What?
I was determined to be a director. And I actually, when I went to school, I decided when I was, immersed in all of this, I really loved set direction. That's where my passion laid. So like setting up the scenes, doing all of that, like that was what I ended up getting my degree in. And then I ended up getting pregnant, had my son who had like severe allergies, so couldn't go to school. So I had to homeschool him. His allergies were like extreme, and I had to do something. I was like, I'm going to go crazy if I'm not doing anything at home. So I decided to open up. Like one of the things for him was that like he was really sensitive to plastics and stuff like that. So I was really into buying him wooden toys. And
Okay.
what ended up occurring is that I started a business making wooden toys, and it blew up in like 2020. No, actually, I guess it was 2017 when it really took off.
Wow.
And then, I did it for about 12 years. So I started earlier than that, but I got really popular. And then 2020 came, and I got so overwhelmed with business that I actually had a small stroke. And because of painting, because I'm an artist too. So I was painting these, I was painting these handmade heirloom dolls, and I was spending 10 hours a day painting them, and it was too much on me. And so I was just like, one day I was like, I just asked the universe, I said, God, please, show me a different way that I can do this. Cause I was burning out. I was seriously burning out. But I didn't want to disappoint my customers because I had such a huge like customer base at that point, and I just couldn't keep up. I had people working for me, and it just was like growing too fast. And it wasn't something I wanted to do anymore. My children were grown at that point. Like toys were something that, was fun when they were little. So one day I sat down, I was like, I had this idea come to me. I was like, I want to write a book. And I sat down and I started writing, and everybody was like, you're going to write a book? Like, come on. They're just like, okay. So, but I'm a Capricorn, so I'm determined. And-
Another Capricorn here as well.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
Yeah. So I did it and I went through I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I want to do it the way I want to do it. And I, did everything very professionally. I went through all the right channels. I hired artists for my chapter art. They were actually tattoo artists because
Really?
because I found that they were really good at working in black and white. So, and
Oh,
very
yeah.
simplistic stuff. So that was like really good for the chapter headers and stuff like that. So I made my book really unique. That was like my whole idea. I was like, I want to bring my love of art into writing. And so I have kind of this combination of my storytelling is very cinematic because I have a cinematic background. I learned how to
Mhm.
write scripts and all of that. So I have a very cinematic feel to my writing. And then I also have the love of art. So I incorporate that in all of my books. And then I've got this kind of I don't know. I also have a love for like storytelling in all senses. So I made sure that all of my books had audio too, because I feel like
Okay.
audiobooks are like such a different way to experience a book as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And I want everybody to experience them in every way. So that's my story.
And what kind of books do you write?
I write historical fantasy, magical realism. So it's
To do what?
yeah, it's a little bit okay, so I would say it's not fantasy as in, like, Lord of the Rings, different worlds, that
Okay.
it's our world, but just with magical things that are happening to people in it, like, oh, you find a book and it just happens to be a book that is your great-great-great-grandmother's, and you found it in a
Uh,
bookstore, and that leads you on this, like, wild goose chase across Europe and all these things, and you find that there's this big mystery of your family that nobody knew about and you just uncovered it. It's like, but there's all these little magical things that happen to get them there kind of thing. So, and then all my books tend to be dual timeline and dual POV. So I, like this one, the Curse Painting of Gabriel Moretti is a dual POV. So we have a male and a female character's perspective. And then
okay.
we also have now like present day, and then we have 1600s. So
Wow.
yeah,
All right. And how is it that you two met again?
she was on my street team for the Messengers of Magic, and she arc read, so she read one of the first copies of the book.
All right. So, number one, explain what was it you said? The street team?
Yeah, so a lot of authors have street teams. They're a bunch of
I've
readers
never
who
heard of.
are either fans or people who are getting to know your work, and they join in a group, right? So we have like an
Okay.
online group on Instagram, and they help promote the book. So like I'll be like, okay, today we're doing a cover reveal, and all the people in the group reveal the cover on their stories or their page, and it helps spread the word. So when people sign up for these street teams, they get a chance to read an early copy of the book as well, and for reviews. So, which
Okay.
is really good for authors because if you're trying to hit an algorithm on Amazon, you really have to get your first 100
Mhm.
reviews in the first like 2 weeks. So, having an ARC team is really helps with hitting those marks.
All right. So, Jenny, how did you find out about Jessica and her books then?
It was a suggested account.
Really?
She just appeared in my
Fate.
feed, and I was like, I think I saw something about the Forgotten Witch, and I love that type of, those type of stories.
Yeah.
Clicked on her page, and I just, how we all do, and I just went through her pictures and her stuff, and I read about the book, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna follow her. I like her. The same thing happens with
Wow.
everyone, the way we follow
Yeah.
people on social media. And so I followed her, and one day she posted something on her stories, I believe, maybe something about a
Yeah.
street team. And it was for me, it was like, what is a street team? Like, and all I understood was you become part of this team and you get an early read of the book. I was like, I'm in. I want to do this.
Yeah.
And
It
so
was
All
the
right.
fate.
and so the day she needed help with that, to read the book again, and I happened to be online at the time, and I was on Instagram, and so she's like, This is urgent. I need somebody. You can volunteer to read this really quickly, as fast as you can." I was like, "I have nothing better to do today. I'll do it." And that process
Wow.
to me was so fun because then I guess I didn't know I could do this, another talent I had and I didn't know. So I'm reading the book, but I'm like looking for mistakes, right? I'm looking for something that catches my eye that should not be there. And that's how it happened. And so I was like, okay, I found another one and another one. And so that's how this started.
Yeah.
All right. So this is interesting, especially since you guys are, I mean, Jenny, you're at the most part of the United States, and Jessica's at the northernmost part of the United States, and you haven't met each other in person yet. So what's it actually like, when creating in real time together while you're writing and painting? I guess Jessica's writing while you're still painting. How is that? I mean, are you both bouncing ideas off of each other?
I know, like, to me,
Definitely.
it feels like so natural, to be honest. And I
too.
wanted
Yeah.
to add something when Jessica was explaining about, magic, the type of magic
Yeah.
she writes and the magic in real life. So after The Messages of Magic was published, my job was done, right? Like, we're done with it.
Mhm.
And I stayed in the group, and then I had an exhibition in Sarasota, and last minute decided to paint this portrait of a woman. And I was like, "Ugh," it was rushed. Like, I did this in 7 days. I had 7 days actually to complete, and I wasn't sure. And it was one of those things that, that my ego was talking to me, "This is not your best. Give yourself more time." But I was like, "I'm gonna go with it because for whatever reason, this needed to be done for this specific show." And so I didn't wanna post it on Instagram because I was like,
Right.
No, it doesn't look like me," or "This is not where I want my work going." But because I posted it, and Jessica, she's like, "That's the vision that I have for my book. This is the portrait that's gonna be cursed." So it was meant to be that way. I went to the show, I painting, but honestly, I understood the assignment. It was meant for Jessica to decide and to be like,
Yeah.
it's more like for her to hear the invitation. Like, this is what she needed. And
All right.
Absolutely.
You're listening to Conversations with Rich Bennett. We'll be right back. If you love books, you need to experience the book fair at Bel Air. This incredible community event brings together authors, readers, and book lovers of all ages for a celebration of stories, creativity, and connection. What makes it special is the chance to meet authors in person, hear their stories, and purchase books directly from them. I've attended myself, and I can tell you there's nothing quite like discovering a great book and talking with the person who wrote it. It makes the experience more personal and far more meaningful. Whether you're looking for your next favorite read, something for your kids, or even a unique gift, you'll find it at the Book Fair at Bel Air. It's family friendly, welcoming, and full of the kind of energy that reminds you why books matter. Learn more and see upcoming event details at bookfairatbelair.org. Again, that's bookfairatbelair.org. So, with both of you, this question's for both of you, and I'll have Jessica, I'll let you answer first. I'll let you answer first. Jessica, if you can, please answer first. Working together, what has been one of the most surprising things for you?
Definitely that her art is inspiring scenes from, like, not even the art that is about the book, but like the art that I've seen her painting like recently. Like, she has this one where this woman is kind of crouched in the corner and there's her back is kind of split and there's this light coming out of it, and like this, like, it's gorgeous. It's such a beautiful, and her art, just seeing that, it inspires like ideas for me as well, because I'm such a visual person too, that like
Yeah.
seeing these, I'm just like, oh God, that's so beautiful. And like, I'll have lines of like text come through to me that's like, oh, I could use this. That would be really good in this, you know? So like, I feel like we're really like we kind of are bouncing off each other. Like, we're both of us inspiring each other in like ways that are, it's just a magical, like, it really is
Right.
just magical.
And what about for you, Jenny?
I want to say exactly the same thing. And I get,
You're not allowed to say the same thing. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
but it is because I feel like I said earlier, it's almost like a supernatural thing happening here. Like, it's not like, okay, this is all a mental plan. We're going to do this. it's just as we talk and then we see something and then we're constantly sharing like voice notes with each other. And it's like, I think we're like kind of like waking up each other to something that
Hmm.
wants to be born through us. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
So that's why when you were asking me, okay, so how many paintings per chapter? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be 5 or 10 chapters in which there's no painting at all, but
Yeah.
then maybe there's a chapter that there, for whatever reason, there's that 3 paintings come out of it. So it's to
Wow.
see, and for me, take it on a bigger scale, just to see the human connection. And that at the end of the day, sure, I'm a painter, she's a writer. It sounds like complete different worlds, but they're not. They're not,
No.
because a writer is creating a world.
Yeah.
You're painting, you're creating a world itself, whether you're creating a whole collection of specific. So at the end of the day, we're just bringing magic into the real life.
And there's like an element of trust too
Yeah.
between us. Like I
Hmm.
feel like we trust each other in this way, this really beautiful way where we're just like, I trust her to make amazing art and she trusts me to write scenes that are going to inspire her, So it's like it's so, I don't know. I feel like it's almost a spiritual thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and I feel like
feels
Yeah.
very
we also
spiritual to
trust
me.
each other with each other's feedback, right? So I have this
Yeah,
idea,
true. That too.
like, oh, let me run it by Jessica, or should I just keep it to myself? No, I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? And so we're like feeding off each other, and that's what is
Hmm.
happening.
Yep.
Do you think more people should actually collaborate across disciplines like this
I
together?
definitely think it's something that is for sure.
Yeah.
Like I always think about like I feel in the art community like cuz I believe that art is a spectrum. So like you
Hmm.
have visual artists and you have artists like me who write and you have musicians and these are all forms of art, right? So
Right.
like I actually even thought about reaching out to a musician I know to see if there is a possibility that he'd like to create a song specific for the book so that we could have like a when in the gallery have his song playing so it's like an all immersive experience with like
Do a
all
whole
the kind
soundtrack.
exactly yeah
My
Wow.
so
brother is a musician, Jessica. You didn't know that?
oh no, are you kidding?
Nope.
Okay, we need to talk.
So
We
we
need
need
to
to
talk.
talk.
For sure. Yeah, that's
That
amazing. Okay.
is too funny.
Yeah. It was something that just came to me last night, actually. I was thinking about it.
So you just witnessed right now how this work is happening, how we're creating
Yeah.
this. It just, wait, I
Yeah.
have an idea. Wait, I can do that. Wait, like that's
Yeah.
exactly how it is.
It's
It,
funny too. Like there's this so we had been talking about this where the story's set. So I had
Mhm.
originally had it set in my very first version of the story. I had it set in Assisi, and then I decided against it, and I went with I can't even remember the name. Do you remember the name? It's like Montero or something.
Montepulciano, I
Yeah,
think, something like that.
and yeah, and then when Jenny was reading, she's like, "Oh, you have another town here." It was another M. I don't remember what it was, but it was something. And I was like, "Oh, a good catch." I was like, "Okay, I've got to go back and fix that." And then I had, oh God, I can't even remember what it was, but there was like some crazy thing. Oh, I saw something on Instagram, and it was talking about this painting in this chapel in Assisi, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." I'm like, "That was the original name, an original town I had chose for the book." And then it started talking about St. Francis, and everything just came like snapping into place. I was like, I was right from the beginning. I should have this in Assisi, and so I changed everything back to Assisi. And it's just there's so many things like that that happen during the writing process where you're like, it's so important to trust in yourself.
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe I had decided against Assisi because of something. And it was like, the universe was like, no. You need to go backwards again. And you need to put it into be Assisi because it just fit the book better,
Justin,
But
I
there's
remember
just so
that
many
day,
little
remember
weird
that
things
day
like that.
that I shared like a quote with you from St. Francis of Assisi, and then like a day after or the same day you saw that on Instagram, the quote, remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
So that was like
That was the same.
another confirmation.
Yeah, it was like all around that same time. There's like all these things that were coming through, like with St. Francis of Assisi. And I was like, is St. Francis like literally reaching out to us to tell us
Yeah.
that this needs to happen in Assisi? Like it was so crazy like that. But yeah,
Wow.
I mean, in all of the books I've ever written, I've had really crazy things happen that have like told me I was on the right track too, you know?
How much research have you been putting in for this book?
Well, I kind of research as I go. So I don't, because I'm not, for people on here who don't know what the difference is between a pantser and a plotter, I'm going to explain that really quick because then this will make a little bit more sense.
Did you say a pantser?
A pantser, yeah.
Okay.
So a pantser is somebody who just writes. They don't plot anything out. They just go with like the muse.
With the flow.
Yep. They just go with the flow. They let the muse inspire them and they write. So that's what I am. There's people who are plotters who will plot the entire book out before they start writing. Those people usually do all the research during that's their first stage of writing is they do all the research. So for me, because I'm a pantser, I do my research as I go. So like some chapters, I won't have to do any research because it's just in a lot of dialogue or something like that. And then other chapters, I'll like dive right into like the history of, you know, the history of this certain kind of art or the history of, you know, the town of Assisi, and I build as I go kind of thing.
Wow. All right. So who's going to be the first one to, and no, neither one of you, who's going to be the first one to read this?
Probably my editor.
Scratch the editor.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me rephrase this. Who would you like to read this first?
And
not your advanced readers either.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just want it to fall into the right hands of somebody who it's going to inspire. Like, you know, whoever that may be, that's where I want it to go.
Well, the thing is, with both of you, I have a funny. No, you're going to have to do this. When this book comes out, even if it's a guidebook or actually it may not be a bad idea, a guidebook, or even just a short little book, not a novel, but you'd have to write something about just you two alone getting together, writing something like this.
Yeah, there definitely will be something in probably the back of the book that tells our story for sure.
I think you guys have a whole nother book there. I'm serious.
That could be too.
Could be another book about two artists collaborating. Sure. You know, the importance of artists collaborating.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or even a guidebook to help other artists.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the curse without giving too much away so people realize or understand why they have to purchase the book, why they have to read the book, and then also buy the art.
Yes. So the book is, like I said, it takes place in two different time periods. So we have present day and we have our main character, Sophie Carter, who is the female main lead. Then we have our male main lead, who is Luca Romano, and he is a priest. Sophie is a journalist. Sophie, however, is an artist. So she has kind of moved from art into journalism because she can't get paid well enough as an artist, which is, you know, we all know that. So she gets called over to England. She's in New York, you know, and she gets called over to England, and there's a painting, supposedly 3 undocumented paintings of a famous painter, Gabriel Moretti, found in the attic of an old house in Pensford, England. And so she's got the scoop, so she's going over there to get the first, like, to do this, like, exclusive on the story with her photographer. And when one of the paintings gets revealed, it's her face. So not only is it her face, but it has her birthmark. And so she immediately goes into this frenzy of trying to figure out how an artist from the 16th century has painted a painting of her likeness, almost identical. And that leads her to Luca Romano in Italy, who is a priest who has found a sketchbook of Gabriel Moretti's at the same time. And this was a hidden sketchbook in the church that had been locked away. And as they kind of get together, the story starts unweaving, and we find out what the story is behind the painting and the sketchbook. And Gabriel Moretti's backstory is that he is a local artist And he's, just starting out. He's not famous, obviously, because most artists don't get famous until they're dead.
They're changing.
So
Okay.
I know we're definitely changing now for
Yes.
sure. And he falls in love with because, of course we all know that like this is a very Catholic region of Italy. And so there's a Protestant minister who comes to town with his daughter. And, back then they used to do this to try to like convert people and stuff like that. They checked for the crown. They were seeing like what people were doing. So he falls in love with her, and this is like a big no-no. So it's a very Romeo and Juliet-esque kind of thing where they're not supposed to be together, but they fight to be together. And he paints their painting. And the painting is of like a portrait of both of them. And he does it with his Nona's grimoire. And so while he's mixing paints, he's using herbs that are for spells. And so he is trying to spell the painting for them to be together, but things go wrong and it actually curses it.
All right, I'm ready to read this.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever read a historical fiction, magical, fantasy, romance. What is it
Oh,
again?
you're missing out. Those are the best.
Oh, they are, seriously. So it's historical fantasy, magical realism. So those are two separate genres, but I like to collide them together because that's what I write.
Hey, if they could take music and mash it together, you can do the same thing with
Oh,
books.
exactly. For sure.
And art.
Yeah.
Or paintings, because you're both doing art.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
So my pressure on the other side of that is like, okay, how do I make this painting, specifically talking about the portrait, right? Like the main painting.
Mhm.
Like, how do I make it that special? It's not just a random portrait, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love portrait. If you see some of the stuff I have there, like I love painting portrait. But I'm like, I want to curse it. It's like I need to mix herbs in my paints and just do something different.
Yeah.
And document it, like make videos about it. And so Jessica has a really good street team now for this book. And, she has a really good followers, like I want to say like people that are really excited for the work that we're doing and the work that she does. And so it's like people are really onto it and they want to see the painting and they want to know it's like, is this human thing that give me more? I want more. And so I'm like, I have to give them more. Like I want to, because it's a whole experience. This is more than, it's funny because, should I say this? Yeah. Jessica has a website within the story, right? And then when I read that, I was like, Jessica, I'm going to buy that domain and we're going to do something with that website.
Yeah.
I'm going to create this online thing. So it's like, it just, we want to create, bottom line, I guess, it's this whole experience that is more just,
like an
this is an amazing
immersive
book. Okay, what do I read next? No, it's like, we want to captivate you completely. It's your senses.
I was going to say, with both of you collaborating, you got to have a new website for this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Which will probably be that one she's talking about.
Yeah, it's going to be that one.
Yeah.
Well, and you say you have the domain name already?
Well, I actually haven't purchased it, but I'm going to go and purchase it because actually when I saw that, I checked and it was available and I was like, this would be such a cool idea. And so that's why also for the release, when the book is published, it's not just going to be like a book release party and whatnot, an art exhibition. We're planning like a whole, it's going to be obviously an in-person thing and we're going to invite people, but it's this whole immersive experience that we want to do.
And Jenny, you mentioned that you're doing something, that you're videotaping the progress of this.
Oh, 100%.
Like
I'm documenting everything. Yes.
Jessica, are you doing the same thing?
So I'm not at the moment. What we were planning on doing is that when I give Jenny the pages and she starts painting from whatever inspires her, she's going to do like a time lapse kind of thing. And then, right? Is that what we decided? And so we're going to see like her painting the painting. And then when we release these, the part of the book will be released over it with our narrator that we're using. He will read the page. So like as we're watching her paint, he'll be reading the page of what that inspired the art. So you'll get snippets of the actual book along with the paintings that are going with it. And we're going to do that all the way through until the book's released.
Okay. Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. It's going to be cool.
I love that. All right. So I have two separate questions for each of you. First of all, Jessica, what is your fascination with magic?
Okay, this is going to sound cheesy.
It all started with we need it.
It all started with Harry Potter. Like, it's so true. It all started with Harry Potter. And actually, it did not start.
A lot of people have said that.
Yeah. So, for me, to be honest with you, I never read the Harry Potter books when I was a teenager when they came out. I didn't read them until I was like, gosh, I think I was 37 or 38 when I read them.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah. I didn't read I'd seen the movies, but I hadn't read the books. I had not read the books. And so when I told you when I was painting 10 hours a day, I was listening to tons of audiobooks. Like I couldn't get enough audiobooks. So I ended up listening to the Harry Potter series and I absolutely fell in love with it. And then after that, I was like, okay, I need something else like this. And I fell in love with my favorite author of all time, Paula Braxton. Her books were everything to me. So like I listened to every single book that she had. And at the end, when there was no more books, I felt like, oh my God, I was sad. And it was one of the things that inspired me to write a book because I was like, well, I need more books. I need a book like this. And I was like, maybe I can write a book like that, So that's where it all kind of stemmed from.
All right, wait a minute. Didn't you say you were a teenager when the Harry Potter books came out?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that only like 15, 20 years ago?
Well, I don't know. It had to have been, it's 20s because I'm 44 now. So.
What?
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
I am. So is Jenny.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
You're both messing with me again, aren't you?
We're not.
We're both 44. We're both from January.
Yeah, we're both January babies.
You're both in your 40s.
Mm-hmm. See, it's never too late. It's never too late to find your stride.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. But you got
Sure.
you both no. No. I'm not buying it. I think you're both lying to me. All right, so damn, man, you threw me off, Jenny. What was I getting ready to ask you? Oh yeah, Jenny. So looking at paintings, what is your fascination with butterflies and hearts?
Butterflies and hearts.
I'm looking at your paintings and I see a lot of butterflies. That's what I'm seeing.
There's a heart here that my daughter made.
No. There's one. Hold on. The one painting, if you look at it, and see, this is something about art. Art has different meanings to the artist alone, and then the people that are looking at it. But I'm looking at.
Definitely.
I'm going to say the one with the swan and the lady.
Oh, you're looking at the website. Okay, sorry. I thought you were looking behind me. I'm like, there's nothing here. Okay. And the website is not. I'm actually updating my website because I have tons of work that I have not uploaded. So my website is being transformed as we speak. I have a lot of work.
So you don't have a fascination with butterflies and hearts then?
No, but now that you said it, butterflies, to me, they're messengers. And so when my dad passed away in 2018, my daughter was 3 years old. And so one day, it was like a week or 2 weeks within my father passing away. And we were playing in the backyard and she saw a monarch butterfly. And she was like, look, that's granddaddy. But it was just so natural. And I was like, is it? And she's like, yeah, look, he's just saying that he loves us. And it was like, you know how kids are. And I was like, I'm getting chills as I'm saying this because for me, it was real. So ever since, I know that that's my dad. And so there's a lot of butterflies in my house. And the only butterflies I see where I live is monarch butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then I have like wildflowers in my garden that I planted on purpose because I wanted butterflies. And so for me, butterflies are messengers, they're totally messengers. And then that transformation they go through, to finally find their wings and then be free. I feel like that's something that we're all going through. In some way or another.
Like that metamorphosis.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That is the human life. That is the human life.
Yeah.
Monarch butterflies are amazing.
And so I'm not obsessed with them. It's funny that you catch that from my paintings, the ones I have online, because I don't feel like I paint a lot. But now that you're saying it, I feel like I do without even
Yeah.
planning it. Yeah.
It just comes
It
natural.
just comes naturally. Yeah.
Wow.
That shows
All right.
painting from spirit.
Yep.
So before I get to my last two questions, is there anything either of you would like to add? Besides, you got to let me know when the book comes out so people can purchase it. Let me rephrase this, because people can buy your art right now, right, Jenny?
Yeah.
So everybody make sure you go to Jenny's website, purchase her art before she takes down the ones that she doesn't want up there anymore because Rich called her out on them. And then also make sure you go on Jessica's website, and I'll have both websites linked in the show notes, and purchase her books. And when you purchase her books, after you read them, make sure you leave a full review wherever you can leave reviews, and purchase copies for other people as well. So is there anything either of you would like to add, or both of you?
I mean, specifically for what we're doing now, I feel like we want to invite people to follow us along, because it's not about, the ending, the final product, like get the book and the art is ready. Now here you can buy everything, but it's the experience that we're creating for, the readers and art lovers and magic lovers and everything lovers, to be honest, because it is an experience for the senses.
For sure. Yeah. And we're going to be, like I said, on our Instagram account. So if you follow us, you'll see that once a month we're going to be posting. We're going to be posting more than once a month on different aspects of it, but probably about once a month you'll see one of the transformations of the art, which is going to be really great. So that's going to be something that's really unique to what we're doing. And there's lots of people that have already started following along with us as is. So jump on the bandwagon so you guys don't miss anything.
All right. So who wants to go first for this?
For what?
Oh,
for the last questions, the last two questions.
We're like, give us the questions first.
Yeah.
I don't know the questions. You guys are going to be picking the questions.
All right, I'll go first.
You'll go first. All right. So both of you are like, what the hell is Rich talking about? What's he doing? You said there were no questions. No, I got 100 different questions here, and I always have my guest pick a number, and that determines the question.
Okay.
So, Jenny, pick a number between 1 and 5.
3.
She's like, that's not 100 questions, Rich. What'd you say, 3? All right, now pick a number between 41 and 60.
55.
55. And Jessica, you're not allowed to pick the same numbers.
Okay.
Or you're not allowed to pick number 55. What is a question you wish more people would ask themselves?
Ooh,
that's a good one.
This is a good one, and it's the perfect one. It's what is the best way, honestly, right? What is the best way I can truly show up as myself in this world?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I thought it was you guys. I'm hearing like a plane coming in, but no, it's definitely.
I was like,
here.
my answer scared him. He's running. He's running away.
That's actually a great answer.
Yeah,
that's a great answer.
Yeah,
I think that's the second time I've asked that question.
We're performing so much.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing this exercise that I read this somewhere, and it was like, if social media didn't exist, if the internet didn't exist, how would my work be? If I didn't have any social media, any platform to show myself, or any platform like Pinterest, which I love, to pull inspiration from, how would I be creating? Where would my inspiration come from, and how would I be creating my art? I don't have to perform for anyone, right? So it's just me. What am I going to do, and how am I going to get inspired? So in working like this, it's just really makes me ask myself that question. It's like, how can I truly show up today as myself? It doesn't, when I do something online, when I post a painting, it's not about how is everybody doing it? How are they talking? What are they talking about? It does not matter. Like, what do I have to say? How do I like to paint? Because so when you go to school for art, for like everything else, I want to say, and so you're being taught, right, like certain skills, techniques, and then you should use this before this, because if you do this, it's kind of tacky or it's cheesy or it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so you learn like that. So it's like they say, learn the rules so then you can break them. So that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly
Yeah.
what I do. I'm like, okay, that was that artist, that professional perspective. Now I want to do things my way. And so,
Yeah, I do that with writing too.
so it's like,
sure.
okay, how can I show up as myself? And not only in art, obviously, in everything in life. Like
Yeah.
as a mother, as a parent, just because I see the other moms doing this, it doesn't mean that, oh, that's the best way of doing it. No, like in my heart as a person, I was created and I have a divine soul. What is the best thing that I can give to my children, and I can guide them? So I feel like if we all really connect to that part of us and we show up that way without the fear of, oh, but, is it too much? Is it too little? What is she doing? What is he going to say? It does not.
Mm-hmm.
We are beautiful as a creation, and that's how we should show up to the world.
Yeah.
You inspire a lot of other people, don't you? You probably, and if you say no, I have a funny feeling you do and don't even know it.
Both, because I do know,
Yeah.
and I'm sure it's more than like what Jessica said about my art and my other art, not related to the book, inspiring her writing. That was beautiful to hear. Thank you, Jessica, for sharing that. I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Jessica, you're an inspiration to people too. I mean,
Of
you've only
course.
been writing for 5 years, 4 years, 6 books. Of course, I still don't believe you're both in your 40s, but anyways. All right, so Jessica, frozen up Jessica. Yeah, you're still
Yes.
not moving.
I know.
Frozen
in time.
As soon as I hit stop, your video is probably going to come
I
back.
guarantee
For
it will
sure.
happen. Yes.
All right, pick a number between 1 and 5.
2.
2. Now pick a number between 21 and 40.
38.
38. Wow. Okay. What is a truth you believe that many others might disagree with?
Okay. This is a tricky one because I feel like we're having a big awakening right now. So I think that probably there's a lot of people that are going to like resonate with this. But I believe that everything happens for a reason, even the smallest mundane things in life. I think that everything has some sort of interconnected thread that gets us from point A to point B, and that it's all divinely driven. And I truly believe that because,
Yeah.
I mean, I know there are a lot of people out there that don't believe in fate and coincidence and everything, but I'm a huge believer in it because I've seen so much of it in my own life that, like, I could never go back to not believing that everything isn't kind of predestined for us to pick up.
Another great answer. Jeez. All right. So is there any plans? I know I said the last 2 questions, but I have to ask this. Is there any plans after this is done for you to do another collaboration together?
I would love to.
I'd love to. And I'm sure something,
Yeah.
it's not planned. Again, we don't plan a lot
Yeah.
of things, but I'm sure that will.
It just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah.
And we are planning, Jessica, because we are doing this, we are planning on going to Italy together, probably before the book is released. I mean, that's what we want to.
We want to
So
do
sometime
that.
in
Yeah,
And what part of Italy?
Well, we would
To,
go to
um,
Assisi.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't even know where
That's
that's
around
at. I've
Tuscany.
never been there.
Around Tuscany.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We'd
don't know
fly
where
into
that's at.
Florence.
Yeah.
We got to go to Florence too because we got to go to the Uffizi Gallery and yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
Got so
sure
many
once we're
galleries to-
there, which is, sure, research and inspiration for this book and kind of like to, bring everything together, I'm sure something else will
For
choose
sure.
us because I
Mhm.
believe that we are chosen.
Agreed.
All right, take me to
100.
Italy with you.
All right. Let's go.
Yeah,
My
come
best
on.
friend lives there, and I keep getting yelled at because I haven't been there.
Right,
yet.
where does he
Oh,
live?
yeah.
What part does he live in? Do you know?
Northern
Okay.
Italy,
All right.
close to the Alps.
Okay. That's nice.
I don't know. Sorry, Such, I forget where the hell you live. Jessica, Jenny, thank you so much. Best of luck to you both. I have a funny feeling. No, I don't have a funny feeling. I know
Yes.
this book is going, and your art, it's just going to be blowing up
Yeah.
big time.
Thank you for
And I
having
think
us.
Oh, my pleasure. And the door's always open anytime you guys want to come back.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Today wasn't just about a new novel or a collection of paintings. It was about what can happen when we stop questioning that quiet voice inside us and finally decide to follow where it's leading. Jessica and Jenny reminded us that it's never too late to discover a new passion, reinvent yourself, or take a leap of faith. Neither of them has been on this creative journey for decades, yet together they're proving that talent, purpose, and perseverance can come together to create something truly extraordinary. Their collaboration on the cursed painting of Gabriel Moretti isn't simply blending literature and fine art. It's creating an entirely new way to experience storytelling, one brushstroke and pen stroke, and one chapter at a time. What also stood out to me is the trust they have in each other and in the creative process. Sometimes the greatest ideas aren't carefully planned. They unfold naturally when we're willing to listen, stay open, and let inspiration lead the way. Whether you believe it's fate, timing, or simply following your heart, their story is a reminder that meaningful work often begins with one simple decision: saying yes to the opportunity in front of you. And I want to thank Jessica and Jenny for joining us and sharing not only their incredible project, but the stories behind the stories. Be sure to check out their websites, follow their journey on social media, and keep an eye out for the cursed painting of Gabriel Moretti. Trust me, this is one project you'll want to experience from the very beginning. And if today's conversation inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with someone who's been putting off a dream, wondering if it's too late to start, or searching for courage to create something meaningful. Until next time, I'm Rich Bennett. Thanks for listening, and remember, every great conversation starts with someone willing to listen and someone willing to share. And now it's your turn. Join the conversation by sharing this episode, leaving a comment, or reaching out to me directly. Take care, be kind to one another, and I'll talk with you again soon.